You have decided to sell your home yourself. You're going to be a for sale by owner. And are you aware of what you need to do to protect yourself when you're getting ready to sell and all the disclosures that you need to disclose to your potential buyer? Let's talk about that. Hi, my name is Tanya Byrd, and I am with Keller Williams Realty, Atlanta, Georgia, and Peachtree City, Georgia. And today I'm going to share with you some of the things you need to be aware of when you're getting ready to sell your house in order to protect yourself, as well as some of the disclosure information that you need to be aware of so you stay out of trouble. You always need to disclose. Now, the forms I'm going to show you are the 2019 printing. So these are our Realtor forms, and I will leave a link below so that you can download these forms for yourself and read them. So let's get started. Well, here's my packet of information that I want to share with you of what you need to know in order to get ready to sell your house and disclose properly. The first thing I have in here is the ABCs of agency, understanding real estate brokerage relationships in Georgia. Now, why I have included this is you're most likely going to run into a real estate agent who is representing a buyer, and they're coming to you because that buyer wants to potentially purchase your house. You need to understand the difference between what a client versus a customer is in a brokerage relationship, and like who's really representing who in this situation. I mean, there may be a lot of things that the real estate agent is, helping you out with, such as maybe recommending vendors to you, but they truly represent that buyer. Now, if you do decide to hire a realtor, then you definitely want to understand how you would also be represented in that situation as well. Now, my next piece of paper out here is to protect yourself when selling a house. These are suggestions for you to be aware of, being realistic on your price, understanding your disclosure obligations so you stay out of trouble, what to do to prep to get ready to show the house, all about contracts, complying with fair housing laws. You don't want to get in trouble with that. And all kinds of little goodies out here, such as beware of cyber fraud, because that is running rampant these days. So just things to be aware of. What you should know about short sales and distressed properties. Now, some for sale by owners may be in over their head. Maybe their property is distressed, or they want to sell short of what they owe to bank, and they don't know how to navigate this, and so they try to sell it themselves, thinking that saving money by not using a realtor. What they don't know is that a realtor can actually help them navigate through both situations quite smoothly. So I'm leaving this out here for those of you who might be in that particular situation. Some for sale by owners get completely frustrated, and they're like, well, I'm just going to rent the house and go that route. And that's okay. I think it's absolutely perfect that someone has, investment property. And at the same time, if it's something you don't want to deal with, maybe this is not the right path. You've really got to look at the situation to see if it's the right path or not. But this is put in here so that if you do decide to lease and you're going to turn yourself into a landlord, what you need to know about that particular situation. Now we come upon radon. So radon is a tasteless, odorless, you can't see it. It is a gas. It is a radioactive gas that is natural to the environment. But if you are exposed to high levels of radon, it could cause cancer. You can go check out www.epa.gov/radon to get information all about radon and how prevalent it is in your area. It is prevalent in some parts of the United States. It is not prevalent in others. It is prevalent here around the greater Atlanta area, and I always suggest buyers to get the home tested for radon. So let's take a look at what this pamphlet goes over. It goes over why should you test for radon. It goes over what to do if you're going to be selling your house, what to do if you're buying, what to do if you're buying or building a new home, how to protect your family, how can you get reliable radon test results. It goes on to what all that is. It gives you a checklist, what to do when the radon level is high. This is where you would do radon mediation. And the radon myths and facts that exist out in the world. And if you need more information, here is places to go find that information. There are also state radon offices and regional EPA offices you can reach out to. Mold, moisture, and your home. So this pamphlet, also by the EPA, goes through a brief guide of what mold, moisture in your home. So really going through the mold basics, how to go about cleaning it up properly, gives you plenty of guidelines and pictures of what this stuff looks like, how to prevent it from even beginning in the first place. Where you could potentially have hidden molds that could affect your health, and additional resources that you can reach out to learn more about mold. Protect your home from lead. This is a federal law. If your house was built before 1978, you must fill out a lead paint disclosure. If your house is younger than 1978, and you bring in something like reclaimed barnwood or mantelpiece from an old house and you put it in your newer home, and you don't know if it has lead-based paint in it or not, but it could because it came from a house that was built prior to 78, you also need to disclose if that piece of reclaimed barnwood is going to stay attached to the home and be a part of the real estate sale. So this is something you need to be very aware of. This pamphlet goes through everything about hazards with lead and how to protect your family. And now I'm going to go down here and show you the law, the federal law, that if you violate this federal law, it's not a good thing. You can get in trouble. It's U.S. Code Title 42 that says as a seller, you have to disclose on whether or not you have lead. And this is the lead-based paint form. Now this form comes from the seller and must be signed by the seller and then signed by the buyer secondly. So if that is out of order, and with electronic signatures, things get time-stamped, it can be out of order, you can get in trouble. So you've got to make sure you fill this form out properly so you stay out of trouble. This is our seller's disclosure for the state of Georgia, and this is generally some items that a buyer would expect you to disclose if you were selling your house. It also, at the very last piece, goes into details about what is staying with the house. So if something is checked on this particular checklist, then it is staying with the house. If it's not checked, then it would be going with you. I always advise people with fixtures that if it's going with you, go ahead and take it down, go ahead and replace it. That way it never becomes an argument to begin with. Finally, this may or may not apply to you, but this is community association fees and disclosures. So if you're in a homeowners association, you need to disclose to the buyer whether or not they have initiation fees, transfer fees, new account fees, what the yearly or monthly HOA dues, if it's a mandatory, voluntary, if you're in a master association. So that there's no surprises to the buyer at the closing table that they have to pay for some transfer fee. So you need to disclose these things. And if you find out in the middle of the transaction that there's a fee you were unaware of, then it is something that you can disclose it all the way up to closing and be okay. As you can see, this is 99 pages long of information that you need to be aware of when you're getting ready to put your house on the market. I hope you found this helpful. So as a reminder, I am leaving a link below of all of those 99 pages worth of information so that you can be successful on selling your home. If you like this kind of content, please be sure to hit that subscribe button, click that bell notification so when I drop new videos you are made aware of this. Give me a comment on how successful your for sale by owner experience is gone. Give me a thumbs up. And of course, if you get frustrated with trying to sell your home yourself and you're in the greater Atlanta area, feel free to reach out to me. I'll be glad to help you. And if you need a good realtor in your neck of the woods, I'll be glad to make that connection for you. Until next time, see y'all later. Bye.